welcome back to my channel, Wobbling Bookbird, and on today's video I'm going to be doing a non-spoiler review of Heartstopper Volume 1. This is of course written by Alice Oseman, and if you didn't catch my last video where I talked about Loveless, then check it out here. I'll put it just up there. Anyways, so I started seeing people talk about this book, and I was very intrigued at first, and then I got really excited because it's an LGBT book. It's a story where a boy meets a boy and they basically fall in love, and I think there's something so wholesome with that. Yes, I think it's just something that's so wholesome that you can't help but not love. And when I saw how cute when you see how cute the character, like how cute the artwork is, you just can't help but fall in love with it even more, right? So I went into this not knowing, like, I knew what it was about, but like in terms of the actual plot, I didn't quite know what to make of it. So sometimes with these type of stories, or at least because I've grown up reading a lot of manga, something that normally turns or starts quite wholesome tends to go dark pretty quick. This didn't do that, and I was so happy because I've been wanting a story like this for so long, and it's finally here. And yes, I have heard that it will become a TV show, which is absolutely incredible. And I can't wait because I'll definitely watch that. But yes, so this is just my non-spoiler review, basically. So don't worry, this is just me saying whether or not you should pick up this copy of Heartstopper. The answer to that is yes, you really should. It's so wholesome and so good. So it's going to go through. I have changed one of my criteria that I put on my reviews, which is language. I changed it to artwork because, you know, I know in graphic novels artwork is one of the, in fact, we'll talk about artwork first. It's one of those things that's very subjective, right? Like, it really depends on the person. So you might look at this artwork and you might go, that is absolutely adorable, or I really love it, or it's quirky, which I think it's really quirky and I love it. Or you might be of the opinion that you look at it and you're like, it's just not for me. And that's totally fine too. There's been countless times that I've looked at a graphic novel, especially DC and Marvel, and I've gone, that artwork is just not for me. Some people thought it was lovely and I just wasn't one of them. And then there's times when I've gone, that artist is one of my favourites, and, you know, other people may disagree with it, or it might not be one of their favourites. Art is one of those things that speaks to us as a person very differently to how it would speak to someone else. So when it comes to graphic novels, I always think that's really important to sort of take into account. And it's okay if an artwork of a particular manga series or graphic novel or just doesn't do anything for you, and that's totally valid and it's totally fine. And vice versa, it's totally okay if there's a artwork that may be rejected by the general media but you personally love, and that's totally cool too. So just putting that out there. I love this artwork. I thought it was incredible. I do think, like, my only little criticism is that some of the panels were a little bit unclear, because her artwork is more of an abstract kind and very quirky, that there are some panels where it's a little bit trying to work out what's going on, it's a bit harder. So for that reason, I gave her artwork just 3 out of 5, but I think over time it will improve as she does more. And I know there's like full volumes of this now, so I'm hoping that her artwork will improve dramatically by that point anyways, in the style that she's doing it in, which is brilliant, right? Absolutely brilliant. And the fact that she does it herself is absolutely incredible. Like, it's amazing. I think the fact she's doing it herself is just wow. The plot development, on the other hand, I gave it a 5 out of 5. That was, I really, really love the plot. It's like it's basically a coming of age story. If you like a coming of age story, Heartstopper is definitely for you anyways. And if you like things that tackle like LGBT stuff, Heartstopper is also definitely for you. It's the detail to the school, to the attitude of the pupils, like it felt very realistic that it's in a high school setting. And that came across really well. Really loved the character development in this. I gave that 5 out of 5 too, because I thought it was beautifully done. And I love seeing like how you've got Charlie, who's becoming much more braver throughout the story, and you've got Nick, who's learning more about himself. And I really love seeing these guys grow throughout the story. It's really, really good. I thought the pacing was really nice. It wasn't too rushed or too slow. I think the time jumps need to be a little bit more clearer. So even if it's just something little like her putting like, I don't know, like 2 weeks later at the top of the page, that could help do it wonders. Because it just tells the reader what's going on, right? And for that I gave it 4 out of 5. The world development I also gave 4 out of 5 too, because I thought it was really, really interesting. And I think it's gonna, as more characters are introduced, the world will become much more bigger. I know, or at least I've heard that some of her stories, her written stuff, also take place in the same universe. So I need to find out more information about which ones do and that, because it'll help to expand so much. And me reading more of her work will also help to expand so much more of the universe. And it will help me to appreciate much more of the stuff that I'm reading more. But yeah, I really love this, and I'm definitely going to pick up volume 2, 3, 4. I'm going to try and catch up this year, because that would be, brilliant. In conclusion, I really, really enjoyed this story. It's so good. It's such a good coming of age story, and I definitely recommend it. The artwork is so cute and quirky. I definitely think it will improve as she does more and more. I mean, God, if you want to compare it to show an example, the artist who does a manga series called The Grey Man, which is one of my favourite series, if you look at volume 1 of how she used to draw to like now, there's like a massive difference. It's the same art style, but in terms of like the attention in the brushes of how, like, when to do the face shaping and stuff like that, it just came with more and more practice. And there's a big difference, and you can definitely see it. And I think Alice Oseman is going to be exactly the same. Like, the more she practices this, the more defined these features of, that's in our world will become, and it'll be, But it's beautiful. I really love her artwork. I think it's great, and I'm looking forward to reading more. So I gave it 21 out of 25, which is 84%, which is 4 stars. So yeah, thank you so much. Also, if you want me just to really quickly go through my scoring system, my new one, I can quickly do that, because I think that might help. So, sorry, 20% and above is 1 star, 40% and above is 2 star, 60% and above is 3 star, 80% and above is 4 star, and 90% and above is 5 star. So it got 84%, so it only needed an extra 6%, and it would have been 5 star. And I'm sure the next couple of volumes will be like, her work is amazing. So yeah, definitely pick this up if you haven't already. If you want something light and wholesome, especially during these times, pick this up. It's amazing. It's lovely. It's just wholesome stuff. So yes, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.